Bonjour, Space Lizard.
How you doing, man?
Yeah, not bad. Long time no see.
I know, man. I've been busy. Been busy. I say I've been busy. Well, it's just been my mate messed around with the settings on the sun, so I got exiled for a little while.
Yeah,
Um,
I was just going to say, it looks like you've been in a like in a faraway planet, like a desert planet.
yeah, yeah. I had to do a few errands. I had to go to a couple of different solar systems and all that, man. But I'm back, so it's all good.
Were
You've had
they?
a trip up.
I have, mate. I'm cleaning
Wow.
up the act. Cleaning up the act.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you're looking sharp. Got a shirt on and everything, man. Yeah. Looking like Miami Vice in that shirt, mate. There.
I know. See, this is because on Earth at the moment, it's in my region of Earth.
Mm.
It is well hot. It was either this
Yeah, sorry about that.
or big airy belly.
Yeah, sorry about that, mate. Still haven't sorted the settings out properly, but we'll get
Yeah,
there.
if you can turn the settings down on the sun a little bit, mate, that'd really,
Yeah, just a bit.
that'd
It's
really help.
more complicated than you think, really, to be honest.
Is it?
Yeah, it's proper like
Yeah,
space shit, isn't it? Do you know what
it would just be like one door. Do.
I mean?
So, have you been able to keep in touch with anything?
Well, I watched
Or you,
Prey earlier. I watched
oh,
Prey.
an alien, I suppose you was rooting. Yeah, I see. I see what.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because
Well,
like
it was my mate Gary that was in it.
Gardy.
Yeah, he was in it, man. But I must say, so I watched the trailer for Prey a little while back when it like sort of, I remember catching the trailer for it. And my biggest concern right off the bat was if Arnie and his group struggled against this thing, with all their military training, with all their sort of weapons and all that, how's a tribe going to fare? Do you know what I mean? Straight away, I was thinking, oh, come on. And then I watched it, mate, and I'm in mixed emotions. One, Gary died, but two,
I'm sure they
two.
had stuff double in. I'm sure no aliens are making this movie.
But I don't know. It looked. I want to go start off with the positives. It looked beautiful. I really liked the
Location.
cinematography. Yeah, I like the cinematography. It looked beautiful. I like the soundtrack as well. Actually, the music was quite nice. And for me, and it was interesting. It was way better than what I thought it would be. Because I think I was going into it just a bit down on it, to be fair, and it did surprise me. I was
Yeah,
going into it. I was going into it like with a very sort of, oh, this is going to be bollocks sort of attitude. But no, it was good. I enjoyed it. But the little key things for me was convenience. Everything was very convenient. Like she makes the axe with the little rope on
yeah,
it, and then she uses it in the next scene in the mud pit. I called that mud pit as well. As soon as I saw that mud pit, I was like, "That's how she can defeat him at the end."
yeah.
Um,
Well,
they did line
I
it.
was watching it with a couple of young hogs, and everything she did, like with the we should say spoiler alert, really, shouldn't we? I suppose.
I suppose, yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely
Um,
right.
because let's get into it. But even the little flower that she had that makes people's blood go cold, which normally would mean you're dead, really. But anyway, I was prepared to overlook that. But everything she was doing, I thought, hmm. But what made
Yeah,
it so obviously, I think what it was the lack of characterization and the walking around, like the dismal mind.
yeah. So for me,
Let's
I
have a
mean,
walk and talk.
yeah.
It's so
I mean,
glaring
they even got the
obvious
line in
she's putting a rope on her axe. Why did she do that? There was no reason for her to do that.
so she could survive the next scene.
Exactly. There's no reason
That's
for
literally the only reason.
in a little teepee. You know, should I play the drums tonight? What should I do? Have a little go on the bongos, or should I have a run around with one of the
I like the
swords?
fighting style they gave her, though. To be fair,
Yes,
I did.
I
I
think
must say the fighting style they gave her was good.
yeah.
And they got the line in, mate. They got if it bleeds, we can kill it. They got the line in.
Well,
Oh my god.
it's all me.
But the gun. So surely that means
The
if the
gun,
gun is
French
if the
man.
gun is in the if the gun is in their in Predator 2, when the Predators have got that gun, surely that means the Predators come back and just destroy the whole lot of them and take it back.
Now, a lot of people have said, like, oh, well, the Predators had the gun, so that doesn't make sense enough. But just throwing it in there, I think in future Predator films, just have that as the little link. Like,
yeah, it's nice. It's nice. I'm shitting on
the Predator comes down and they're after the gun. Or
yeah. I mean, I'm not shitting on it at all.
Burnt the village from above because they really like that gun.
I mean, I'm definitely not shitting on it at all. I mean, the gun itself, yeah, it's a nice little touch, but it just implies that they all must get absolutely buggered over by the Predator when he comes back.
Yeah, and because she was a little girl, and I know, like, everyone said, look, the whole Special Forces team couldn't get the one in the first film. But isn't martial arts and cunning and a good use of weaponry and etc. resourcefulness?
That's why I liked her fighting style.
Hear about if you're diminutive in stature, you can overcome really big obstacles. For me,
I really liked her fighting style.
Yeah, see, I agree. For me, that wasn't a problem. There was tons of other problems for me.
Yeah, dialogue being one of them. And did you have subtitles on yours?
Really dull. No.
So when they're talking in different accents, you couldn't tell what the hell they were saying.
That's because they needed us to hate the Frenchman. And, you know, the white man come, oh, he killed us. Like in the John Wayne films. So we needed to really hate them, didn't we? And
we need to understand what they're saying.
See, maybe
to hate them more.
Yeah, but haven't you got a universal translator? Or was it?
Have you?
Right too close to the sun?
No, man, like, we haven't invented that shit.
Oh, yes, you have. I've seen Star Trek. I've seen what you get up
to. I must say that my biggest complaint, though, I'm going to say my biggest complaint and my standout moment was when he took out the bear and the blood came over him, revealing him.
Yeah.
I like that. That was awesome.
Very clever.
My biggest complaint, though, when they took his mask off, what the fuck was up with the Predator's face? He didn't look like a Predator.
Yeah, but I just assume there's no explanation for it. But I just assume that it's maybe a different species is the wrong word, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, you know, like say in the human race, you've got your blacks, your whites, your Asians, your this, your that, your north, south, east, west, up and down, all around. Maybe on the Predator homeworld, perhaps because he was quite a feral, kind of rough-looking one. Perhaps he's just a different race of Predator.
Maybe, yeah. I must admit, I did like the fact they toned his weaponry down to sort of match it, so it was a bit more medieval. Yeah, but though, in all of the things they could have done with a Predator movie, what would you have done? Where would you have gone? If you're saying it's got to be in the past. If it had to be in the past, where would you go? I find it an interesting sort of premise that they went there with it, but I'm not hating on it at all. I find it interesting. It's a bit niche. I like it.
When we've joked in the past, you suggested samurai.
Yes.
Now, I think that would be a really interesting, because if you think about how they were and the fact that they carried weaponry, but it wasn't about warfare, it was about defending yourself. That's a kind of other different shtick. You could kind of get into that quite nicely. You could really jump into it. But in this one, which is one of the problems for me, we only got the information. If you're not prepared to give us any information for this new, different-looking Predator, and he hasn't got the same weapon, he's kind of got the same weaponry, but he's got the tech from the first one. He's got his arm thing and the what's it, but you know the laser's different.
How many buttons did he have to press on his wrist bit to get the thing to go off? He went.
Just to let the audience know that this is alien technology. Make sure you have a extreme close-up of the alien technology. That cost us.
Surely though. you've got an arm bracelet that advanced. They've mastered space travel. Surely it'd be something that's automated or like one button. You wouldn't have to type in a fucking 10-digit code, would you, to get the one weapon you want in the
Some
heat of battle?
It'd probably be some. I mean, they've even got it on, aircraft now, haven't they? Literally, where you've got the goggles on, where you're looking is where you're targeting. Um, so
I
anyway,
must admit, his death did annoy me at the end, though, how they did that. Like, is he that stupid? He's going to
that
do things. He's going to walk into it and goes lazy. It was a bit bad. I think it was very lazy, mate. They could have done so much more. The way she was fighting him and the way her fighting style was actually working, the speed and the agility working against the big old bloody predator. It it would have worked. There could have been a lot more interesting ways. And I kind of wanted to see her do the final kill with the axe that she'd been using all film as the
yeah,
payoff.
somehow, just bury it in his, cast his head asunder with it. But
Yeah.
I had a feeling that they didn't explain anything about anything, really, did they? They just said, here's some Indians, here's a predator, here's some naughty Frenchmen, get on with it, which was good.
Mm.
It was good in a way. But I was thinking that he was a younger, inexperienced predator on,
Well, like a
on his
teenage predator.
first. Yeah, this was his initiation, like it was her, whatever they called it, Quantico or whatever they called it.
To be fair, I didn't think of that at all. And that's actually quite a good point.
Because he was tall and he was skinny, wasn't he? And I thought, oh, is this like his first one? Is this his first hunt? Because he
They're
was
each other's first.
because he was skinning a snake. I mean, that didn't make sense, did it? Some of the things he was doing, or let's call it a they, because it could have been a female on their planet. I know what you lizard and aliens are like. With your bits and pieces and how your eyes roll when you're doing it. I know. I've seen it. So, but he was getting back to the prey. He was, like tall, slim, and he didn't have all of the kit, did he?
No,
Because if he
no.
maybe this was his practice one, which would make sense. He's her practice one. That would be if they'd have kind of explained that. You see him, because I suppose in a way now I'm thinking about it, we do see him get dumped off, don't we, from a big ship. So they're obviously. But I would have liked to have seen maybe a few older predators, kind of give him limited weaponry and say, right, it or ah, it or ah. And then he
Is that
gets
how they talk?
yeah, and then we go back to the teepee, and then you see the Indians going, oh, hit ha, and then the Frenchman comes along and goes, oui, I should do now.
Ah, the dialogue was an issue though.
Uh, Not in the first
Nothing.
half hour, it weren't, because all
I
the
don't.
I go there.
Yeah,
No, you
but
don't.
it was like so you're setting something back then, but it's like they tried to use like modern day dialogue. You know, like how you watch something
Oh yeah,
historical and they changed how people talk. Even like Game of Thrones, how they talk in Game of Thrones or something like that, or Lord of the Rings, how the dialogue in that, where it seems a bit more fantasy, a bit more historical, and it just feels a bit more. It's got a bit more authenticity to it, and I don't know much about that sort of culture back then and how they were, but it just didn't feel authentic, and the dialogue didn't either.
have you ever
It
Apocalypto? Uh,
Yes, long time ago. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Now,
yeah.
all the way through, they done it in I think as near as damn it, or maybe even the actual language of um, the Mayan people, that particular area of South America, and that lent it such an authenticity. It's unbelievable. Now,
Mm.
I think that did earn. I think that did earn plenty of money. It
Yeah.
it cost a lot of money, but I think it earned. But are we not? Is a modern audience not up for that anymore? Is that what they're saying? Like we've got to have, Jenny from the Hood talk. Like you,
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I
you've
don't know what it is,
got the
mate.
blokes going, yeah, you can't hunt, fam, and she's going, yeah, I can. Yeah, you ain't stopping me. I was going to say a rude word then from the Earth, from YouTube Earth.
I
Um,
think
yeah, it was annoying, But
Yeah.
also, what they tied themselves up in knots with, this is for me, what they tied themselves up in knots with is they were so, there's nothing intrinsically wrong with what I'm going to say, but I will explain. They were so determined to be so respectful to the Comanche race, right, of Native American Indians.
Mm.
Now, in and of itself, that isn't a bad thing, and I'm not saying I'm against it. But you can clearly see that they wanted to get the TP design right, and they wanted to get how they, which is all good. It's all good, and I will get to. But then they give them that talk, and you think, or that dialogue, and you think,
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah,
respectful all this way through.
it doesn't blend.
You're obviously using non-actors because they're all people. They looked all like Native American.
Well,
Nothing.
I saw the end. I saw the end of the.
I think can sometimes blind you. I think sometimes you get to a point where, yeah, I think we're all right now, guys. I think we're being respectful to the people we're talking about. For example, if you did a program set in Victorian era India, where it's part of our empire, all right, we can be respectful to the Indian, not those Native American Indians, the British Empire Indians. You can be respectful to a point, but there gets to a point where, no, do you know what? We did massacre a lot of them and use them as slave labour, and we kind of didn't really give them their country back until we got all of the tea out of it and all of the rice. Then we give it back. Anyway.
I must admit, I did laugh at the end credits though. The lead actress is something called Midstorm or something surname, which cool. That's a really Mid Thunder. I think that's a well cool surname to be fair. But then the next two surnames was Beaver and Thrush.
Oh, I didn't know. Marvelous.
I thought they were doing a Naked Gun with the credits there for a second, so I did laugh.
That'd be awesome.
I did laugh. Beaver and Thrush next to each other as well.
Yeah. But the action people, I think, for me, it was frustrating. I did enjoy it, but it kept showing promise. It kept showing the promise of the film it could have been. Like the young girl, bless her, you clearly just can't hang a movie around her neck. Like, you just can't. I'm sorry. And she moved well. She, the stunt woman who, I'm assuming there was a stunt woman, unless she knew quack fu, I don't know. But
there were signs there in what she was doing.
She was so like,
again, it's an actress that I don't know what else. I've never heard of her, but I don't know how much she's done.
They even went to bed in their war paint. Like, first time I see them, like, this is a girl that's going to get mushrooms for breakfast with all the other squaws, and she's got fucking war paint on. What's she been practicing her makeup?
You got to practice it. I mean, I don't know what else she's done, but there was a few things that I saw, a couple of random scenes where I thought, oh, okay, yeah, I think there's a good actress in there. I just think it's the material again. I think there's a good actress in there, man, but it's just the material. What's that?
So one-dimensional, all of them, really. They did their best. Like, yeah, you're right, really. They did their best with a bad script of sorts.
And it's definitely a film. It's definitely a film with two halves though, because there was some really good promise.
Don't watch the first 20 minutes. Fast forward the first 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, because all you'll see him doing is going talking to her mum about about the flower bit, but it's like.
See, I'd definitely go into the future with it. I wouldn't stay. I wouldn't. I don't know.
Yeah, I would do samurai.
Yeah, see, I think if I was to do, I think I'd go Vikings if I was to go past. But I think the key to it would be
that's a good one.
Would be in the future,
where
human tech is not necessarily rivaling, because obviously as we advance, the predators would advance, but where we've got a high level of tech and better gadgets almost to fight the predator, and then the predator's there, so the tech level's almost even. So it's literally a battle of wits and battle of skill. I mean,
that's what it's supposed to be, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think it would work better in a future setting.
Yeah, it could be. And the Predator
Definitely.
wins because he goes back to basics like Arnie in the first one, and the Predator wins
Mm.
and slaughters us all.
Fuck it, get Arnie back.
Or he's, it'd have to. I'm sorry, it's just going to have to be a woman. Or if it's going to be a man next time, you know what's got to happen, Space Lizard.
Yeah, have Arnie. Have Arnie back. Just get Arnie back, man.
White man
Just get Arnie back.
Had a black man in the second one. We forget the next two, but I'm pretty sure Predators, there was a white man in that, and it was all the others diverse. So I think really black trans.
Mm.
Black trans with longer dreads than the Predator. So that gives him the ump straight away. Predator lands, and he's not focusing because it's set in the future, like you're saying, but he's not really focusing on because everyone's carrying a laser, yeah, but for self-defense, we're all licensed. But looking around for who's got the better hairstyle than me. Spots a trans dread.
Now it's with 20th century though. I think they need to do some crossovers because it's all technically by Disney. So you could have Predator versus like Iron Man. You could have Predator versus Boba Fett. Boba Fett, Bounty Hunter versus Bounty Hunter.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that'd be a well good one.
Yeah.
At least, and the good thing is, bring the director back from the book of Boba Fett. All them directors, plenty of walking about. Do it on a desert planet.
Yeah.
Oh, wouldn't it be good to see the Predator wiping out the Vespa gang?
Oh yes.
Oh yes, with them big fucking things that come out. And because
that bloke does his little spin,
he just steps out from behind a wall with the and they just drive slowly into it. You don't even have to do slow motion. Straight into their head.
he stabs that bloke mid spin.
You've got the Rancor on the top of the building like that, looking, thinking, he's one of my relatives.
Now that'd be interesting. The Predator versus the Rancor. That would be interesting.
No, they wouldn't. They can't. They don't fight. They don't fight. No, they're related. You could get a little bit of romance going, couldn't you? You know, for a bit of forbidden love between species. You know what sort of. I've heard the stories about you, Spaces, on your travels, so don't you get all coy with me.
Talking of getting in trouble.
Go on Dismal Minus. A little bit of Rancor Predator. Unrequited love. He gets a bit mad because all he does is smash buildings up when he gets the ump anyway, doesn't he? Smashes buildings up, and the Predator's going, hey, calm down.
What's he?
Just because I've got nice dreads. just coyly gives him Rancor the eye through his dreads. Like that and goes, flutters his eyes like that, and the Rancor up on the building going like that. Rancor's going, he had the ump before, but now he's got.
He flares his little tusky things, doesn't he?
Two love arcs in his eyes. Or no, his eyes goes, oh.
No, he puts his tracking beam on him. He's like, I've got you now. Yeah, tracking beam, man.
Oh, yeah. Getting lifted up. Yeah. See? I hope you
winner.
Down.
Winner.
I hope you're typing all this out in your arm, in your. Oh shit! I'm setting the nuclear bomb.
Oh dear, I've missed this. This is good.
Yes,
mate. Did you see the Ezra Miller stuff today?
No.
Yesterday.
No. Well, so he's up to. Is he getting charged with something now?
He's getting charged. He was getting charged for burglary.
Yeah.
But now there's something about a woman and a child that's missing.
No.
That's come out. Yeah, it's proper bad.
Oh.
Proper bad. But it makes me. I must admit, like there's a part of me. Okay, Ezra Miller's obviously gone a bit nuts.
Yeah.
But there's a part of me that's just like, can't we separate the art from the artist? There's a little part of me that's thinking that, but then the other part of me is thinking, no, he deserves to be. I'm not into cancel culture, but he deserves to be cancelled the way he's acting.
Well, he doesn't deserve to, like, you've got to give decent people a chance, haven't you? Just, you know, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
He's not even a genius actor, is he? So he's just
No.
He's just an actor that was all right as the Flash. I thought he was pretty decent, but it's not like the world is going to miss Ezra Miller, is it? As an actor.
It'd be interesting to see what DC do with it, because obviously they've gone through and they've done Batgirl. They cancelled that off, and it's in a bit of a mess, old DC at the moment. But with the Flash, I don't know what they'll do with it. How can they? I don't know what they'll do. I don't know if they'll release the movie, if they won't release the movie. I just don't know what game they'll play, because with Batgirl, I think that was supposed to be HBO, whereas the Flash was supposed to be full on cinematic release. Yeah. They've got Michael Keaton, they've got Ben Affleck in it. They've gone all out on it.
But when you're saying, you've got to separate the art from the artist, do you think they're up for that though? They're not. They're not going to be, are they?
And it's only a small part of me that's saying that.
Can't be.
And there's only a small part of me that's saying that. Just because he's an arsehole in real life doesn't mean to say that he's not a all right Flash. But again, DC do pick him. They got Amber Heard as well, aren't they? Bloody hell.
Yeah,
they do pick him.
You would think someone would be brave enough, even the CEO, and I think that's Zaslav. I think he's just getting all his ducks in a row, to be fair.
Yeah,
I'd like to think that he's of a mind to just go, look, everyone, here's the release date for the Flash. Yeah, come at me. We did not know that he was going to burgle and kidnap and maybe murder and bury people that have disappeared. We didn't know that when we made the film, but it's cost us 200 million. You tell us what you want us to do with it. But no one's brave enough to do it, because that is common sense, isn't it? When we employed this individual, when we employed him to make this film, he did so. There was no problems on, there
was a couple of issues on there over the years.
There was no problems on set, or the issues that they were. I'm doing the Spaceless impression now,
eyes needs to be a bit more. Eyes needs to be a bit more down and like droopy. No, half shut the eyes, man. Sort of. I mean, I don't know if you're
actually. I think you're.
Well, it's either that or you've had a stroke. I'm not quite sure what's happened at the moment.
Anyway, well off the tracks there.
Yeah, a little bit.
You think they'd be brave enough to just say, look, how can you do your due diligence on any employee in any company? Yeah, we employed this fella. We had a couple of issues on set. We dealt with them. We made the film. It's in the can. What do you expect us to do? Here's the film. Don't go and see it if you find yourselves insulted. But that's easy for us to say, or me specifically. But does it open them up to all kinds of legal action in America? And
I don't know, because you don't necessarily need him to market the film, because you've got Affleck and you've got Keaton.
We don't know about.
Exactly.
The rumours, because there's never smoke without a fire. And apparently the boy has been a bit too much of a boy for quite a while. So were they? I mean, why to God? Like I say, I wouldn't mind if this kid was one of the best young actors to come along in a generation. He so isn't.
But I don't get it, because
there are problems on set and behind the scenes, and people are moaning and groaning and they're climbing it all down. Because I get a feeling that would you be sitting on was it 200 million? I think that's the figure now for this load of old
maybe.
Isn't it? So if you're sitting on it, why are you?
But as an employer, if he's been doing that for years and years, or however long he's been doing it for, and you're working with him day in, day out, and I'm sure it must have happened, obviously it's behind the scenes stuff, but he's acting up and he's messing about, he's getting himself into trouble, this and that. And don't get me wrong, you can't help some people, and if they don't want help, they're not going to get help, etc. But surely they would have sat down with him long time ago and gone, right, mate, look, you've had your first. You've been mucking around. You've had your first warning. One more occasion, you're out now. Instead of just letting it go on for all this time. Now they're in a point where they're basically in checkmate mode, going, "What do we do?" Ooh.
They might have done.
They might have done, but then you don't carry on with it, do you? Why make the Flash movie in the first place?
But yeah, but isn't it? Like if he's been a naughty boy, but well, I mean, he has gone off. It seems he's gone off the rails like majorly with this one. But there's got to be a few things that we don't know yet, because
100%.
Otherwise there was no reason for a corporation to sit on, I mean, I don't know what the budget was, but there's no reason to sit on that film for as long as they have. And I suspect they have been trying to deal with him behind the scenes before the release of this film and get him compartmentalized and sane or sober or clean or both or whatever, or keep him away from people. And it's clearly failed and made him go off the rails even more. And now they're stuck.
Yeah. Now, sounds about right.
They're stuck with that shitter that they can't put out in the cinema. And they're stuck with the other shitter that they put in the can. And it is going to stay in the can.
So the rumour is, in the test screenings, that Batgirl scored the same as Black Adam at like 60%.
Black Adam?
Yeah, Black Adam. So the argument is, if that's being cancelled because it's scored 60% in the test screenings, why is Black Adam? No, it's obvious why, because it's got The Rock in it. So it will automatically sell more and potentially make more money.
And what more can these people do? We've got a Black Adam and a Black Batgirl. My God. So there's no pleasing some audiences, is there? But you saying that, and yeah, that could be a defence on the part. I suspect that little nugget of information has come from the Batgirl camp.
Probably, yeah.
And it doesn't explain about what demographic that was. Because they'll be wanting to hit certain demographics with certain percentages of certain, God knows what kind of audience they was aiming for with this Batgirl. God knows what. The same.
I don't know, to be honest.
Maybe the same audience that like Halle Berry as Catwoman, maybe. Maybe they wanted that, that good.
But if you was old, is it Zavlas?
Yeah,
the new boss. Yeah. I challenge you. If you was him, it's a challenge.
Ah, right.
What would you do in his position? So you've just come in, you've taken charge of Warner Brothers Discovery, it's called now.
God knows, yeah, running out of names.
And you're now in charge of DC, and you've got to tackle the shitstorm that you're in. What moves do you make? What do you do? And how do you move forward?
I'm really tempted, right? I'm really tempted to say Affleck, Cavill, Gadot, Momoa. He's been doing Aquaman all right. I've never really been a DC fan except for Batman. Like the Wonder Woman film, first one. I've liked Cavill as Superman, and I'm one of the few that liked Dawn of Justice. I did. I'm sorry, I did. I liked it. I thought it was all right. Anyway, but do you know what? With my heart, I would say get them back. Get Cavill. Give him one more go. Give him one more go round with Justice League. Beg Snyder. I think he'd be too busy, to be fair. But even without Snyder, I think I'd get the big hitters back that I could and say, guys, this is your last hurrah. Because my plan moving forward is to have a plan. What is our plan moving forward? Not to have a plan ever. Oh, we're going to go over here and do Gotham. You go over there and do films that aren't ever going to get made. You go over there and do a film that's going to be heavily cut. And I do know the personal circumstances around Snyder, bless him. which meant that Whedon had to fuck up Justice League. But just for this, for argument's sake, you go over there and make a film that's going to be heavily cut, and then we're going to have to bring you back years later to make it good again. I mean, what a fucking mess.
Yeah, shocking, isn't it?
Wonder Woman, I mean, they weren't doing too badly. Like I say, for some reason, Dawn of Justice got so heavily panned. I didn't really get it. I didn't think
the extended version I preferred. That I must admit, again, I did prefer the extended cut.
Film. Then they give the second one just because she delivered a decent film, the first Wonder Woman film. The director, I forget her name now, and she did. I thought that was properly solid, all right. It's got the same old CGI at the end, but by now by the time Wonder Woman come out, we was all expecting it anyway. If it wasn't CGI, we would have all shit our little pants, wouldn't we? And thought, what kind of film is this? But then they just give her everything, and look what she did. But no one stops them.
No, they don't. They never stop them.
But with
they never stop them.
Well, if I was Zaslav, forget all that waffle. One last I don't think I'd even do the last hurrah.
No.
No, I'm thinking about it, and I mean this purely objectively. In my heart, I'd love to see them go around one more time, do a sequel to Justice League, or add their own individual. But then there's no plan again, is there? The only plan is to end it and have a new plan. It's a bit like the government we've got in the country at the moment.
Unless you're doing it with. Unless you're doing it as a filler whilst you develop your plan and whilst you start. Do you know what I mean? That's the only reason.
Yeah, but that filler, you're going to be using all your creative people on that. No, I'll tell you what I think I'd do if I was Zaslav, and he does seem to be a boy that don't mind making the big decisions, because he's canned that shitter. He's sitting on the other shitter. He's got Aquaman. I don't know what they're doing now. Fuck knows what they're doing. What's a
God knows. Well, apparently they've cut Michael Keaton from Aquaman. Apparently they're messing around with that, and obviously they got the Amber Heard issue as well.
It's a bit.
Yeah, apparently because it was supposed to be the Flash release first, so it explained why Michael Keaton was in Aquaman. But the rumor is they swapped him out for Ben Affleck. Again, I don't know if that's confirmed or
what are DC calling it? The Flashpoint of Madness. Flashpoint, multi-mad, multi-flash.
This will make you laugh. So another rumor that came out was on the trajectory it was going. The DCEU before Zaslav came in. The trajectory it was going was building up and heading towards Crisis on Infinite Earths. So more multiverse stuff. So it's literally not copying Marvel, but in terms of what they're doing on the big screen. Oh, Marvel going now multiverse. Oh, let's go down multiverse. Okay, here we go.
What would you? I'd get a load of flooding. That's all I'd do, and I'd make it sign up. I'd have a plan for your film, your Wonder Woman, your Batman. This is all for a new generation, a bit like when they rebranded Pepsi Cola or Coca-Cola back in the day. For a new generation, it'd be for them, decent, no race swapped, diverse, everything we all want, but no race swap characters, and straight, and do a spin-off TV series from each film. Pluck one of something. If you really have to do the Batgirl TV series, then go on. But do you want to see a Batman film? A Penguin TV? Because apparently Penguin's shelled as well, isn't it now? I've heard.
I haven't heard that one. That's interesting.
Who the fuck wants to see a Penguin TV show?
Content for content's sake, isn't it?
Who wants to see what is it going to be? What, The Sopranos with the Penguin in it?
Yeah, no. And to be fair, we've kind of seen it in Gotham, haven't we? We saw it.
No, I see Joey having with Penguin all day, man.
So I would, a part of me would want to scrap it all completely and do a film of Weasel. Just have Weasel.
That's a bold move.
Yeah. That's a bold move. Just have Weasel. Just have him going around killing them 27 children.
The Weasel verse. Yeah. Now, if we're going to play him. Ezra Miller, Weasel.
No, I would go the opposite way to
Kevin
you.
Spacey in it. Get Kevin Spacey.
No.
The villain. Amber Heard. Bring her back. Bring in all the bad boys and girls that have got a proper shit rep.
Get R. Kelly in there as well.
Get Harvey can produce it. What prison's he in? Get him to do a casting call. He can do auditions in there, can't he?
That could be the DC Dark or whatever it is.
Directed by Woody Allen. Or no, not Woody Allen. Who's the other one? Rosemary's Baby, who can never go back to America.
What's his
Very
name?
famous director. Roman Polanski. Get Polanski to direct it. All that Amber Heard and Ezra Miller. If there's anyone doing any illegal things, get them on the run from prison into another country with no extradition to America. Yeah. You think Joker was bad? Yeah. You ain't seen Weasel.
Mate, Weasel will be awesome.
Gary Glitter
It'd be an awesome
film. Original soundtrack by Gary
Yeah.
Glitter. With Rolf Harris.
Oh God.
Rolf Harris. What did we do?
On a serious note, though, I would go opposite. I would go opposite to you.
Right, go on. Get the heavy hit back.
No, what I would do is I would obviously recast. I would do the last hurrah. I would do Justice League 2 with Zack Snyder. Obviously, recast Ezra Miller. That team that's working on that is over there, whilst my new team or whoever I've brought in are developing the DC universe properly, ready to move on. So that's over there. The Snyder Justice League 2, the Snyder version, that gets released, and that's the big last hurrah. So he combines his trilogy into like a 4-hour, 5-hour epic, however long he wants to do it. Let him have it, and then we start afresh. And I think what I would do is, you know, when they first released the Joker movie, they said they were going to do like the one-offs of like random people. I think I would do that. I'd be more interested in that. I'd be more interested in that, just the one-offs.
Yeah,
but
or something they was going to call it, wouldn't they?
But if it's got to be, it's like the Black Label stuff. But if it was going to be a universe stuff, you would, and apparently that's what they are doing. They're going to try and do a plan like Marvel's, where you establish each one in their individual move, then bring them together. I get that, that's cool. But do we really need to see another? You'd have to have another Batman. Do we want to see another Batman? We still got Robert Pattinson's Batman to see another one of his films. Like, I don't know where we'd go with it. It's almost like you'd need to leave Batman out of it, controversially.
Yeah, I mean, saying that, when I said like I'd sweep it all aside and get the new young guns in, I mean Pattinson, I think I'd keep him on as Batman, but then you've got to introduce, and how do you mix Wonder Woman into that world they've created, which I thoroughly enjoy. But how do you mix Wonder Woman and Aquaman into that? You can get Superman in there, which I think, Dawn of Justice did well, was with just them two.
But again, it's the time, isn't it? It's the time to.
But when you,
because everyone sees Henry Cavill as Superman. Yeah. Everyone now sees Henry Cavill as Superman. So if you reset it all so soon with a new actor playing Superman, I don't know. It's just going to have a sour time because everyone's going to be prepared. Everyone will be comparing him to Cavill. So I think what I would do is I'd avoid all them ones, and I would go Black Label, one-offs, Black Label, and just do like a one-off film here.
A good idea to just refresh it. And let's face it, look what Marvel are doing at the moment.
Well, and it's the thing. DC apparently are going to be adopting that sort of plan. So, I mean, Marvel they've planned for the next 2025. I think they went up to on that SDC stuff.
For the next 50 years.
Well, the SDC stuff, mate. They've gone. I think because there's 2 Avengers films in 2025. I think it is. It's Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, which would be a perfect opportunity for a full-on bloody reset, to be honest with you. I didn't see, though, the Animal Avengers on the bloody slate, which I'm a bit annoyed about. I've been trying to pitch that for a while now.
The Animal Avengers, eh?
Yeah, I've been trying to pitch that for a while, mate. You'll be hearing that very, very soon.
Yeah.
I've got the story there. I've got the story there. I think we need to go through a bit of a process with it. You know, get ahead of ourselves a little bit. Go through the process, get the story down, because I don't think anyone else is actually doing that. I think everyone's just throwing ideas out. What's that?
Let the audience decide.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. So yeah, that'll be coming your way very soon. I've just got to do a few bits of tweaking, and then yeah, we'll go from there on that. But the biggest thing with the announcements that they made for me, obviously we've seen the She-Hulk trailer and Daredevil at the end. When they announced Daredevil, my heart sunk.
Yeah, I've purposely, like you see right there, look at him.
I know. My heart sunk, man.
Glory. And look at Daredevil, first series, look. And below.
Yeah.
Oh, so that goes from Silver Age onwards.
Was you a fan of the Born Again novel, graphic novel? Was you a fan of them as well?
It was all right. By then, all I will say about that is that it was getting very dour. It was getting very no, and I don't mean grim and gritty like the Netflix TV series, because it wasn't dour, it wasn't miserable. There's a difference. There's a difference.
Yeah, 100%.
It didn't take itself. It took itself seriously, but it knew it was a piece of fantasy. Clearly, it knew there was.
So the three things for me with it is, if you're going to call it Born Again, you kind of need to base it off the Born Again graphic novel. Now, the season 3 of Daredevil on Netflix was loosely based off of Born Again. It's where Kingpin finds out who he is, slowly rips him apart, and they go from that. But Born Again's too adult, because Karen Page goes into porn, gets addicted to heroin, and gives up Matt's identity.
Yeah.
Now, they didn't do a literal translation. They didn't do a literal translation of that into season 3. They loosely adapted it, and they gave us something new and fresh. Like you were saying, I watched your Sandman thing, and you were saying about the literal adaptations from comic to screen. Now, they loosely based season 3 off the aspects of Born Again, which was really great. You know, this ain't going to be based off Born Again, not even loosely.
No, they're
it's
not.
Literally, it's literally a title that they've gone through and sifted through the Daredevil like titles, and they've gone, Born Again. That could be a nice reference to the fact that we're rebooting it.
Yeah,
and that's literally all they've gone with. It's going to be nothing to do with Born Again.
Yeah, and they've chosen it. Someone somewhere's gone, oh yeah. If we tell them it's that one, not only does, like you just said, Born Again will resonate with people that we are resurrecting the gold standard of televised superhero in the modern era.
Yeah,
that's going to resonate. Great. And secondly, it will show them that we have picked one of the more adult, serious things. And
I don't believe they can do it.
They can be adult and serious. And what you said about the third series being a loose interpretation of Born Again, yes, it was. What they did is they plucked out, like I said, where it was so dour, and it was almost like a police procedural in a way. And now these words are coming out, I'm thinking how great it'd fit Dismal Minus, because the main character is hardly ever in it. It's called Daredevil. You see a lot of Matt Murdock.
Yeah, 100%. It would fit him perfectly.
It's all the serious stuff, and I think you can move superheroes into the real world. You know, the Batman's done it, but like I've said to you as well about the Batman, if we keep grounding these superheroes, there won't be no point in having them. It will just be literally detectives and vigilantes with a funny name.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. But the thing is, for me, is
there's a little supernatural bit in it, like with Daredevil. The Netflix series didn't ever bark on about him going doo-doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo. It kind of just got it over and done with in the first few episodes. Gave you the odd nod and wink, but by the time we did get to the third season, if we had to list the best, the third season, because it was based on Born Again, loosely, I know, but that is where it, and I'm not saying it was, listen, that is still head and that is even more than head and shoulders above everything else that anyone else has put out for superhero TV, that third series. But it was the weaker of the three.
Yeah.
Because
it was.
we're drifting right into it. And series 4, do we want to see, Foggy, a little trio? There's only so far you can go with it all.
Yeah, and I get they're moving it into a. So I get that they've moved it.
Space Lizard.
What's that?
What do you think in your
they'll do with him?
Wisdom, are they going to do?
So,
trust them.
So I'm going to first tell you what I would want them to do and what's logical, and then I'll tell you what I think they will do. So, Netflix's Daredevil was the gold standard.
Yeah.
They had a great team of writers. They had a great team of showrunners. They had some great choreography. They just everything was spot on. The visuals, everything in that, and the storytelling. Every episode you're hooked, and we're going to the next one. That's the gold standard. And because of disputes with whatever it is, and they cancelled it after season 3. You've got the rights back to Daredevil. Now you can use him. What is wrong? And with just having him as Daredevil, they even planned season 4. They had the story arc ready for season 4. Just get that team back and let them crack on and continue Netflix's Daredevil, but on Disney at that standard. And the other thing with it as well is if you're saying it's a continuation, because they haven't said it's a reboot, it's still Charlie Cox, etc., etc. They're saying Born Again, but they're almost saying it's season 4. Well,
yeah,
if it's season 4, tonally,
he's saying not a reboot.
Yeah, so if you're doing that, so season 3 and the tone and the way it is in 1, 2, and 3. Imagine if you're brand new to that, right? You've never watched Daredevil before, and season Born Again's already out. So you watch season 1, you go, oh yes. You watch season 2, you go, oh yes. You watch season 3, you go, oh yes. You get a bit confused by why there's a bit of a jump between season 2 and 3. So you end up watching the Defenders and you go, oh, okay, that's average. But you go, oh yes, absolutely loved it. You watch the last episode of season 3 and you go, oh, I wonder where they're going to go with this. And you think, and you think,
M-O-U-S-E.
And you think, I wonder where they're going to go with this.
Yeah.
Right. I've got about another hour before I need to get to bed. So I'm just going to watch the first episode of season 4. And it's in with his yellow costume. He's already been in She-Hulk. He's already been in Echo. And it's all fluffy-dovey and like lighter. And tonally, it just doesn't fit. If you're going to do a continuation, it's got to be the same tone. It's got to be the 18 rated. It's got to be that. Because otherwise it doesn't work. It doesn't fit. If you're going to say you're going to reboot it and you just happen to be using the same actor, you can sort of get away because you don't have to watch season 1, 2, and 3 to understand what's going on in Born Again. So it's 2 separate things. And it's a reboot. It's not the reboot I'd want because the Netflix is the gold standard. But surely, if you're going, right, we're going to do Daredevil season 4, we're going to ignore everything that they've done, the tone, everything like that. We're going to make it lighter. We're going to make it basically for kids, so they can watch it as well. And yeah, we're just going to fuck it, basically. So logically, you'd get the Netflix guys back and get them to carry on as they were, as if it was never cancelled. But realistically, it's going to be, I don't know. If it's 18 episodes as well. I mean, what are they going to be, 10 minutes long? Like, what are they going to be?
I hope so. I hope they're 1 minute long. And that'll all be
but what's it going to be? But then again, like the yellow on the costume. Okay, it was yellow. It was yellow in some of the comics. Okay, cool, fine.
In about the first, I think by issue 6, I think it was done.
So why are they doing this? And it's a yellow and red mesh, and oh my god, I don't understand.
No,
why would you do it?
Who understands? Like what you just said, logic and common sense, and even for the shekels. Now, the Sandman that's just come out on Netflix is owned by Warner Brothers.
Okay.
Yeah. Fucking called now, whatever name they are. Let's just for argument, let's just say DC. It's a DC property. Yeah. It was a DC comic. It's a Netflix show. Because do you know what? whatever happened there in the production process of it all, someone somewhere thought they'll probably do a better job than us because look what we're doing at the moment. And it's an 18.
Yeah, exactly.
So it separates it from your Batman and your Superman and all your little toys you've got to sell, which obviously the CEO of that corporation has got to be mindful of it. They've still got to sell their Batman caps and their T-shirts and their Superman logo on the front of, and only we think these are licenses that don't mean anything, but it means it is a global licensing on those brands, right? Sandman isn't a global brand at all. So they made the intelligent decision somewhere along the line to do it in conjunction with, but don't be under any illusion that they aren't earning.
No.
They ain't money. Netflix see an opportunity. Warner's DC see an opportunity. Dismal minus with Daredevil, you would think someone somewhere might have said, what's wrong with just letting them do series 4, but we own a bigger chunk of it?
Exactly.
You think that?
But they're being clever though for the greater good, aren't they?
That lot they're doing, give us a Punisher series 3, you lot.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is now, so
brand to all
so just as it is, just as it stands, just as it stands at the what?
Daredevil's cuddly today, according to a source at Marvel. Culture craze on Twitter. Yeah.
But the thing is, right? So at the moment, if you were to watch purely, so say for example, you wanted to sit down and you purely wanted to watch Daredevil's story in live action. So you'd watch Daredevil season 1, Daredevil season 2, you'd watch The Defenders, you would then watch season 3. You'd then have to go to Spider-Man, then She-Hulk, then Echo, and then Daredevil Born Again. That's why they're doing it like that, is because that way they can tie it in and they can just, it means you have to watch everything and it's all consume content. That's all it is. And that's why they've sacrificed going down that darker tone. I don't even know if they're going to base it off a comic book, to be honest with you, mate. I don't know what loose adaptation they could do. I mean, the sensible thing as well, season 4, you'd be Bullseye. But I don't know what they'll do with it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you think, I don't know what to think with
what was Kingpin's missus called?
Kingpin?
What was it? Mrs. in season 1 and 3. Was it Vanessa? You'd have her. Because Kingpin's been done. They've had 2 seasons of him, do you know what I mean? You'd have Bullseye, maybe Vanessa in the background. What's that?
She ticks a box for a start. Have her as a villain. She's a woman.
But she's a great actress though as well. She smashed it. She'd be a great villain. Pulling the strings in the background. She'd be awesome.
They'll put her in a black dress and give her a moustache that she can twiddle. They'll do something. God knows.
It just frustrates me.
I like to think I'm not going to care.
I don't know. Daredevil's close to the heart.
Daredevil and Cat are my 2 faves for over 45 years. When Steve Rogers went, that was me done. That was such a lovely line to draw under it.
Yeah.
What we're doing now isn't Steve Rogers. You can call him what you want. You can call that character what you want. Call him Captain America if you want. Go on, call him Captain America, but not for me. For me, you get another actor in to do Steve Rogers, and he does a Captain America film, and you get is it Roger Mackey? Is it Roger Mackey? What is his name? Who does Falcon?
Anthony Mackie.
Anthony Mackie, sorry. I'm thinking of the artist. There's an artist called Roger Mackey. He's a good actor, and he plays a good Falcon.
Yeah, great Falcon.
But they want a black.
Great Falcon. Great Falcon, mate. Great Falcon.
Why didn't they do a Falcon?
Oh, that would have been awesome. That would have been awesome. What I'm most annoyed about with this slate, though, as well, But the other one that we've got to be very, very worried about with this slate that they've announced at Marvel is Blade. How they're going to do PG Marvel Disney friendly Blade?
Right.
How does that work?
No,
I mean,
things, Joe. I'm looking forward to.
I don't know how it's going to work.
I am looking forward to Blade PG. If it's as good as not Venom, Morbius. Oh yeah.
Oh God. I can't be dealing with it.
Fun. We're into it. It won't be as good. I mean, Venom 2 set the bar like so low. No one's limboing under that glorious disaster of a film. No one's going to limbo. No, I don't think. But
it makes me proper wound up.
Morbius had a good try, and I think it might have knocked the bar out a bit. Not quite, but oh yeah, just good.
What also has annoyed me. So you think of all the crap they're putting out, mate. When you hear my Animal Avengers pitch and DC bastards, DC the Super Pets. Have you seen the trailer for that? I know it's out already.
Beat you to it, mate.
Bastards.
I think it leaked out. Are you sure this synopsis of yours hasn't leaked out? Maybe, and they thought, Like old Zaz has done a little bit of.
I've been pushing it around a bit, to be honest with you.
What's that?
I've been pushing it around a bit, to be honest with you, because I think when we came up with that was gold. So I've been sort of working on it, and I've been pushing it around. So maybe someone's leaked it, data breach of some sort. But I mean, yeah, the Super Pets apparently that's doing quite well as well. I don't know. It's shocking. I don't know. I don't know. I've only seen a couple of clips of it, but they've got The Rock playing like Superman's dog.
Yeah, I mean, but talking of The Rock, and we're on the DC subject, so the second trailer rolled around.
Yeah.
So what are you thinking on that?
Do you know what, that trailer, mate?
Yeah,
it did get me a bit excited. It's a typical Rock movie in a way. He's definitely put his own persona and his own style onto it. I do feel like, because he's a darker character, it does look very bright and shiny. Is the only thing I can say.
Yeah, that's modern. That's modern. That's modern filmmaking, isn't it? For some reason, I don't know why.
It's like making Daredevil's suit yellow and red. It's like, come on.
Yeah, but I mean, just before I meant to talk about Daredevil and this feature, this article that's come out, what I liked about that Black Adam trailer was there was no quips.
No, serious.
There was no quips in it. He's obviously a mean, darker character, which DC have always gone down. So that's one part of their shtick that they are sticking to. But,
yes.
And the other thing that gives me a little glimmer of hope is the no quips. Just play it straight for a change. For fuck's sake.
And I'm actually intrigued to see Pierce Brosnan's character.
Yeah. And again, a decent actor. And The Rock has been invested in this, not monetary, he might be, but I mean invested in the idea of a Black Adam film for about 10 years, if not more.
Yeah.
And when someone is that in it, I know, but have a positive vibe about it, because he can deliver a film.
Yeah, 100%.
You look at the little lady, bless her, actress, that mid thunder, whatever her name is, on Prey, and hanging an entire movie around her neck, and the strain it showed. It doesn't. It's a little. It turns it when you compare it to a film that The Rock is in. I'm not talking about budget. Just talking about when an actor or an actress, you can hang a film around their neck and say, "Go and believe it."
Yeah, 100%.
And as far as entertainment is concerned, Daredevil with Marvel and all the promises we've spoken about. And
Yeah.
this literally lands in my lap. I don't know whether this is hot off the press just now, but someone has passed it on to me. This is from a website called The Direct. Yeah. And it is about the She-Hulk show. It's a link to the She-Hulk show. Daredevil's Disney Plus debut won't be as dark as his Netflix show. Yeah. Got a picture. Look at the picture with his yellow helmet. That's
God.
So you need to take down your yellow outfit as well, by the way, because you look like Daredevil in that.
I was thinking about changing it to red, to be fair, but it's part of my uniform.
Yeah, no, you look like Daredevil.
I have to be fair.
It's going to take the piss out of you.
I have to be promoted, and that ain't going to happen after my recent fuck up. So before I can wear red.
From Daredevil's appearance in She-Hulk.
Oh God, does it go into it? Does it?
Top series showrunner said she shared her excitement about working with old Coxie. She was shocked that I was able. Well, first of all, we were shocked that we were able to use Charlie Cox. Like when we first heard that he was on the table, I mean, we couldn't believe it. We kept thinking, like, oh God, I can't read it. I can't read it when people talk.
keep.
I'll read that again. Well, first of all, we were shocked that we were able to use him. Like when we first heard that he was on the table, I mean, we couldn't believe it. We kept thinking, like, okay, at some point, someone's going to say, just kidding. Like, it's a cruel joke and you actually can't have him. And it just kept going. And she says she's had fun expressing a light side of the character.
Oh my God. So he's going to be all taking part in the jokes, all brighter and yeah.
He'll be quipping away, won't he? Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Daredevil doing that backflip and landing in that fucking superhero, that superhero pose that they can't stop doing. When I did that in that first film, that looked fucking awesome.
Yeah.
When they land on their knuckles now, it just looks like a poor Planet of the Apes impression. They just fell out of a fucking tree. Fucking dragging their knuckles around on the ground with a hand at the back. Superhero pose. No, cut. That's great, everyone. That's great. Great superhero pose. Now, stuntman, do a backflip, and then where's our quip coordinator? Quip coordinator. Have you thought of a quip yet? It's Daredevil. Yes, 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 the 18 certificate Netflix series. Okay, we've got him now. We need quips for Daredevil. There's no one briefed Quip, man.
Oh, fucking hell. Well, he's blatantly going to be doing some jokes about him being blind, aren't they? Like they handled the blind thing
do you know what?
show really well.
I'm not going to go there.
They're going to do some quips about it. They're going to do some really sad jokes about it.
Knowing where he's landed. So he's facing the way.
Hang on, I was on Netflix a minute ago.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. First time we see him do that back on the roof in that She-Hulk trailer. He's facing the wrong way and goes, am I still on Netflix?
He starts beating the shit out of someone really violently. They're like, no, we don't do that here. There's no blood.
Yeah,
we don't draw blood. We don't draw blood.
She goes, whoa. And then she's going to there, whoa. And then she looks at the camera and goes, he's not on Netflix anymore, guys. He's here now. He's in our world now.
He's fucked.
He's in our world. Well, okay, stop beating him up. Hello. And when you turn to face me, you're going to do a backflip and then a quip about me being green, okay? And then I'm going to say, well, look who's talking in your yellow leather suit, big boy.
And it is going to be some words and dialogue to that line as well. It's going to, we know we're joking about it, but the sad thing is, it's actually going to be like that.
I'm going to be crying.
Yeah, I am. I
I
mean,
can't help it. I'm trying to think. I thought I could ignore it.
I might
Oh,
have to take my
just to
I
stop it.
might have to take my helmet off for it, mate, because I might fill up otherwise.
Take fucking helmet off. I don't know what I'm doing with my one. There's no telling what abuse. What level of self-loathing I'll be at. And not
Oh no.
there's me waffling on about 45 years and I'm pointing to all the paraphernalia around me, to back up my love of the character. But what about people that only know Charlie Cox? Because he hasn't been in a lot of stuff. He pops up in different films, doesn't he? But
Yeah.
you know him as Matt Murdock and Daredevil on 3 series of Daredevil and in the Defenders, maybe. But
Yeah.
people that only know him as that.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
Now they're going to see him as
what
this.
are they going to be when they see the lighter side of him? Oh, what did he do? Collect buttons and butterflies? The lighter side. We saw him in his downtime. He went to church and confessed that he couldn't handle his life. He was talking to the vicar that got murdered.
Exactly.
That's what
Come
he
on.
does in his downtime. What does he do now? He goes to Central Park. He plays tiddlywinks, doesn't he? With the old boys. Plays chess. Plays a bit of chess and a tag.
I just hope Lucky has a cameo.
Knight to King to.
I just hope Lucky has a cameo, man, because
Oh,
I
yeah.
think,
Lucky. Well, he's off.
yeah,
Probably off doing the Animal Avengers, man.
yeah, man. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I'm going
It's
to make
got
sure it
to
does
happen.
happen.
We're going to make it happen. We've just got to resurrect the pitch because I suspect there is skullduggery afoot on the side of Warner Brothers. Zaslav's up to something. I think he's got hold of our hogCAST and
Yeah, he's done something with that.
Harrison's here, and we'll have to do some forensic digging. I think.
Yeah, 100%.
Get the big boys involved.
Yeah, we need to because it's just too good. It's merchandising alone. It's too good a potential.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Too good a potential, mate. And I mean, look at who we could get to voice some of the people in it. Do you know what I mean? Like, who do you cast as Howard?
Well, listen, that's got to be in the pitch. Which,
yeah, which I will. Yeah, I'm there.
We've got to do, and I know you've done a lot of work, and I think we've got to air it. We've got to.
Yeah, we do.
I think we've got to go public with our information. And I'll be your Earth. I'll be your link to Earth, the full force of earthly law. We're gonna go public. I'm gonna do it on your behalf on this channel. I've got fans. I've got dozens now.
Yeah, you're kicking up a bit of a storm now, man.
I've got dozens now. So it's dozens,
mate. You got like 200 views on one of your videos, man.
Handling the fan mail, mate, alone.
How are you coping with that?
Employ someone just to open the letters every day.
How are you coping with it? You getting there with it? Has it changed you?
They say be careful what you wish for. And it's a cliche for a reason. It's a cliche for a reason. I mean, just getting some fish and chips now. Oh, you that. You know you. Oh, yeah, you're the YouTube bloke. Oh, it was good at first, but it's getting a bit.
See, I'm all right. I can hide our way up here, but for you down there, it must be quite strange.
It's just all with the earth, but I've got to try and live some kind of life. But now the dough's coming in as well. Hopefully, I can move to somewhere exclusive, gated community, private security.
Yeah.
A few guns.
Have a limo. A chauffeur.
Got one, to be fair.
Yeah. Yes. It's kicking up well, man. I'm happy for you. Doing well.
Views paid for that.
What's that?
My first 50 views on my first video paid for the limo.
Did they?
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome.
So, someone did tell me I should get a big check anytime soon from YouTube. So I'm getting into a lot of debt waiting for it. But I'm sure YouTube as a corporation is very, very good with paying. Because I heard it was, someone told me it was like 10 grand per 50 views. So
I thought it was just under. I thought it was about 9.
No, I can live with that.
Yeah, you happy with that? Mate,
Like I
it's kicking
say,
up.
it
I mean,
takes
it's
its
just
toll, though. Takes its
this.
toll.
I bet it does. I mean,
Look at
do
me.
you get
I'm 22.
do you get a few of the like the hate mails as well, or is it like the weirdo fan mail, or is it just like normal like
Oh, no.
gushing sort of stuff?
Love the weirdo stuff. Yeah.
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 What you had?
No, in all seriousness, though, when I've got my first couple of dislikes, I've got quite a buzz out of that. I thought, at least someone has taken notice and thought, no, you're
Thought
pretty good.
provoking. If everyone agreed on exactly the same things, mate, it'd be boring. Do you
Yes,
know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. But what I'd rather people, and I know this isn't real life, and I know people haven't got the time, and they're just clicking on another fucking video and another fucking video. But I'd like to get into it with someone on the comments, even on
Yeah.
stuff that me and you discuss. It would really, but obviously, I'm so far down on the league table that no one's bothering yet. Because
Again, it's starting to become a bit of a big deal.
it's nice to get like love your vid, love your vid. I like what you said there, and I agree and all that. But it would be nice for every now and again for someone to just say, not just press a dislike button or do that, but then say, look, I'll give you a dislike, Governor, because I completely disagree with what you or Space Lizard said in that bit there. And it's not a matter of saying, I hate you, you're completely wrong. Look at the stuff we're talking about. We're not talking about
Exactly.
saving lives, are we? We're not talking about how to not do the Heimlich maneuver too hard, are we?
Unless you're talking about Eternals, in which case that film literally did save lives.
Yeah, that's when that's when what we all do on YouTube really made a difference to people's lives.
Exactly, exactly. But no, it's good, man. I mean, this time next year, mate, you'll be a millionaire.
Millionaire.
Millionaire, mate. Millionaire.
But on that bombshell,
Yes, man, it's getting hot.
it is getting hot. And on that bombshell, let's bid everyone an adieu. And
yes, mate.
It's been too long, Spaces. We need to make it more regular. Stop going too far over into the outer rim, yeah? And
yeah, man. Just that outer rim. Keep rimming it all the time. It's a nightmare.
Stop. Just stick within your Kuiper belt, yeah?
Yeah, I need to, mate. I need to. But I like it round here at the moment, mate. Even though it's a bit too hot. I mean, I do like it warm, but
No, it attracts the other ones though, didn't it? The heat.
that's the problem. I mean, after my race, they're a bit of an arsehole, really. Do you know what I mean? They're not great. They're not great after them. I'm trying to protect you, lot.
Thanks.
That's all right, man. That's all right.
Yeah.
But I might pop down and see you at some point.
Yeah, not at the moment though. It's 2 years. Well, but then you're used to the heat, aren't you?
Yeah, man. I might pop down and see you for a little bit.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, man. Read some comics together.
To a comic shop with me or something.
Yeah. They think I'm one of the fucking stands in the corner, like a little statue.
Yeah.
I just stand there really quietly.
Yeah. Just like a chameleon, just like that.
Yeah, man.
Just like a predator plays into the background.
Yeah, I've been working on that technology to try and get that little cloaking stuff.
Bango.
Yeah, man.
All right, mate. I will speak
nice
to you
one.
on.
Night, darling.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, bye.